What is going on, Sports Wars? We're here. We're live. We're ready to rock and roll. I missed last week, but I'm back. God damn it. We're back because the NFL is back, boys. Well, kinda. It was kind of back for training camp. Now it's kind of back for preseason. It's almost all the way back. Beardo, how's it going, man? You saw Jameis Winston out there on the field for your team. I bet it was just feeling like this is our team. This is our year. You bleed blue. You know?
Yeah, he's back. Seth is back doing the Colts anthems. I was wondering if he was going to change up the worship song that he did for the Colts, but it's the same old thing, man. So, I don't know, a little boring. Seth, I expected better out of you. But I did watch the entirety of the Giants game yesterday. Hey, listen, we look good, but it's the preseason. I was happy with Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart was slinging it around there. Russell Wilson's the only quarterback that didn't throw a touchdown. Winston threw a touchdown. Tommy DeVito threw a tud. And Jackson Dart had a nice throw, too. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
It's crazy Brian Daboll still on the team.
One of them's going to get cut, or we're going to trade. I think if we cut someone, it'll be DeVito. If we trade somebody, it'll be Winston. Because there's a team out there that could use Jameis Winston for sure, and it's not the Giants.
Brian Daboll with his second career preseason cover ever.
He's
like
that,
2-12 now or something like that.
There you go. No Josh Allen yesterday. I don't believe Josh Allen played yesterday. I think Mitch got the start. But actually the Bills first episode of Hard Knocks is on HBO Max. I'll probably watch that today. I'm excited for that. But other than that, I've been real excited for preseason football. It just feels good that football's almost here. It's kind of back right now. So feels good.
It's kind of back. Will, how you doing, man?
Well, to honor Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins playing today, it's a great day because we're one day closer to death, you know?
You are right. Mike McDaniel, I've never been a big fan of his, to be honest with you. But, and this might be one of like his last year with Miami, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think he might get fucking fired. But, you know, that all turned it around. That quote, it's a great day. Let me make a correction. It's a great day. Why is it a great day, coach? Because we're one day closer to death. That made me a bigger fan of his than anything he's ever done before in his life. So
yeah, I've been talking about it. We were talking about it last week. Is McDaniel one of those guys? Good coordinator, terrible head coach.
Yep,
he falls under that category.
I think so.
Probably. You know, I think I've been saying it. I said it a lot last year as well. That I feel like it's kind of coming to an end. He's one of those guys where if we saw some of the similar results on the field, but he had a completely different personality, I feel like media would treat him way differently than they have. Because when he started and it's like he's got this, you know, unique high-flying offense, he's got all these fast guys, you're seeing these big plays, inconsistent sometimes, and obviously injury issues with Tua aside, like all of this stuff. But then he's like so weird and unique, and the media kind of fell in love with him in a way. And I feel like he got a pass where some other guys wouldn't have necessarily. And that's just how things work, right? He seems to be fairly likable for some players and for the media. But you're likable while you're performing well. That shit doesn't fucking fly when you're losing. Right. It's like Belichick, right? If Belichick acted the same way, his fucking ornery ass, like just fucking always as uncooperative as possible and snapping at media members, it's okay when you're like the winningest coach in history and when you've won six Super Bowls or whatever. When you're losing, that shit rubs people the wrong way quickly. So I don't know.
If McDaniel ends up after this Miami stint, you know, going back to being a coordinator for 5 years or so, and then he gets a second chance at head coach down the road, and maybe that time when he's a little bit older, it goes a little bit better. It does suck when he tied himself to Tua. And when your quarterback's not out there or can't stay healthy, I mean, it's hard to win no matter who you are. So, but yeah, I don't think he's that great of a head coach.
Hey, it was the quirky young guy. Everyone was looking for their Sean McVay or, you know, Matt LaFleur. And, you know, he was a cool, hip young guy. And, you know, going down to Miami, that kind of, you know, that personality fits down there. But when you're losing, it doesn't look too good.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a lot of NFL preseason to talk. We'll go over some of the games and stuff like that. One of the games we had, was it Thursday? We had a scary moment that actually ended that game. I don't know if you guys caught too much of the Detroit Falcons game.
I have my thoughts on that.
So do I. But in the preseason, week 1, Detroit Lions, Atlanta Falcons, we had a pretty scary moment happen. And this is football. These are things that happen in football. Players get knocked unconscious sometimes. It's unfortunate, but that's just what it is. But keep an eye on defensive back for the Detroit Lions, Maurice Norris. Takes a knee to the head as he's trying to go for this tackle. Right there, you see he flies in. Get that out of here. Right there, you see he flies in, and he does not move anymore after he hits the ground. He is
usually on those kind of plays like that, like you see players go limp. He stiffened up, dude. He did not fucking move.
Yeah, he immediately kind of went into that body, that tense position there. Obviously, it was on his back, but essentially you get kind of like fencing position on his side is kind of what happened here. Yeah. And players obviously realize it. They start to move out there. You see his legs start to shake a little bit as well right here. And this is start of the fourth quarter. You see his legs shaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, obviously very worrisome. Everybody immediately goes down on their knees. They bring the cart out. They get him to the hospital. Luckily, early the next morning, the Lions said, hey, they're still doing tests, but he's conscious. He's moving, like all of that stuff. But obviously, I mean, it looked pretty bad from this position. You can see the knee right to the head. And then the teams decided, you know what, it's not worth playing anymore after such a scary moment to see our guy get carted off the field. So they essentially decided to kneel it down.
Minutes, and we just hope he's okay.
So they kneel it down, and they let the rest of the time run off the clock. The coaches got together. They said, hey, let's not play this anymore, blah, blah, blah. And the refs said, hey, the game's suspended. It's over. I get it. I mean, it's a rough thing to watch, but you got fans that paid to go see these preseason games. This is a part of football. He didn't die. I don't know. Beardo, what are your thoughts? You said you had thoughts. I can imagine what they are.
I do. The NFL should only be able to get away with this because it's a preseason game, but we're getting soft, man, because we've seen the same thing happen, 2 or 3 years ago with Damar Hamlin. Now, Damar Hamlin straight up fucking died on the field, but that had serious implications for both Cincinnati and Buffalo going into the playoffs that year. This cannot be a thing that gets normalized when a player drops on the field like that, whether it's a neck injury or a head injury. These guys know what they're talking. They know what they're getting themselves into. Football isn't just a contact sport. It's a collision sport. They're being paid millions of dollars and know the risk. This is a business. They know the risk. They know what they're getting themselves into. We cannot keep letting football get soft and pussified like this. Now, it's a preseason game, but if this were a regular season game and they suspended and forfeited the game for something like this, fuck you. That's bullshit. This is a fucking collision sport. Man the fuck up. Finish the game. You are being paid millions of dollars to do this. Play the fucking game. This happens, man. This kind of crazy shit fucking happens. So, whatever. If this was regular season game, I would be furious that they didn't finish it. But preseason, I guess they can get away with it. But that's how I feel about it.
What about you, Will?
So I didn't know. So I wasn't watching this when it happened. I needed the Falcons to score on this drive. And so I was keeping an eye on it on the app, of course. Yes, I'm betting preseason.
And you're like, how have they had the ball for 15 minutes straight and not gone anywhere?
And I'm like, it's like 3rd and 2 at the 49. And I'm like, it's been 3rd and 2 for 15 minutes. I'm like, maybe it's just the ESPN app. Sometimes it freezes up like that. Later on, I see it was, they suspended the game because, a player got hurt. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. I didn't realize that I thought they just suspended it right then and there. I didn't realize they went out and did all this knee stuff. And that as a sports bettor is infuriating because if they could have just suspended it at the beginning of the fourth quarter, all the bets would have been refunded because there's a clause in there that you have to play at least 55 minutes of the game for the bet to count. And so now that they drained the clock down to that point, I mean, you just screwed over a ton of bettors. And, you know, the NFL is in the betting game now, in the sportsbook game now that they own a part of ESPN, which is kind of interesting and hypocritical of them, but that's another story. But
dude, you're always seeing commercials for DraftKings and FanDuel. Like you can't.
No,
get
but
away
they
from
actually
it.
own a sportsbook now because they have ESPN Bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they actually own part of a sportsbook. But no, I would have been fine with it had they just called it at the beginning of the fourth quarter because I believe it took like 20 to 30 minutes for them to, you know, to get them out of there and to get things going again. And I could see, since it's a preseason game, hey, you know, our guys got to get warmed back up. It's just preseason. We're in the fourth quarter. Let's just call it. Fine, whatever. But to go out and kneel it out like that is kind of bitch made. And I think if you're going to go out there and take snaps, play the game.
And Stone Cold Beer Cooler has a great point here in the chat. You're taking away opportunities from 3s and 4s who are trying to make the team.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Who might not get a
That's the
shot.
point of these games, you know, and it is just preseason. I get it. But part of the point of these games is to evaluate the talent on your roster. So a lot of these guys that are on the field, that might be their last time on the field to ever make a play. They might, their NFL careers might be over now because of this. And I understand, like, that's a rough thing to watch, you know, that's a rough thing to watch and to go through to see the guy that you're making the team with. But this is part of the fucking game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If he dies, I get it. That is one thing. And maybe like we saw with the Buffalo Cincinnati game, suspend the game. They shouldn't stop the game. I'll say that right now. What we saw happen with the DeMar Hamlin stuff a couple years ago, the fact that game never got made up, that was bullshit. Just straight up bullshit.
Yes.
Yep.
Like, that's unacceptable. And I do worry because it's look at them coming together and how sweet and look. Yes, I get it. Cool moment of sports unity.
It's weak.
This shit can't be normalized because if there's then pushes to do this, well, what happens when somebody breaks a leg? What happened? Like, come the fuck on.
Yep.
You know,
I remember in my lifetime, I mean, look at what happened to Ryan Shazier with Pittsburgh. Fucking brutal. They finished that fucking game. I think his name was Neil Everett for the Buffalo Bills on a kickoff. Like, horrific spine injury. They finished the game. That's
scary
what
game.
you guys do. It's scary, but that's what happens. That's the nature of the game. You finish the fucking game.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And, you know, Will obviously coming from the perspective of a degenerate gambler with his, but it's very valid. It's extraordinarily valid because it would be one thing if people were just betting, but no, the NFL has a partnership with all these places. The NFL is making a fuck ton of money from some of these partnerships. Like, these things are important in the grand scheme of things. So yeah. Now you mentioned, you know, the NFL owning part of ESPN. Don't they just own, correct me if I'm wrong, don't they just own 10% of the new streamer that's going to be released from ESPN, not of ESPN as a whole?
Well, the article and stuff that I read, I didn't do a deep dive into it, but the article I read this week was saying that they own, from what I'm understanding, all of ESPN. Maybe it is just that part, but hopefully it's that, because if not, that is a huge conflict of interest. I mean, you had Goodell in 2018 come out and say, you know, integrity of the game is number one and most important to us. And it's like, well, now you would own part of ESPN. Doesn't have a sports book. They license out their name to a sports book for ESPN bet purposes. So that's kind of you know, it's iffy right there of like, okay, should the NFL be involved in this? Maybe it is just of that streaming platform. If that's it, then okay, which would make sense. I also don't know who is going to pay for that stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah, because I had seen some that say a 10% equity deal in ESPN. I saw some other ones that said a 10% deal in the new streaming service, like that ESPN sports streaming service, that standalone streamer that's going to be created. I saw some reports that said it was 10% of that. So I'm not exactly sure. I think in general, the NFL, look, it's one thing when you have NFL Network, obviously owned by the NFL, whatever. Now, when you have the biggest other person buying that up in ESPN, NFL has ownership stake in ESPN. How can you trust that ESPN is going to run stories that are bad for the NFL?
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't. Yeah, like you already question everything that comes out from them, obviously, anyway, for reasons. But now, is there going to be a push to brush so much shit like under the rug? Because if you have bad headlines about the league on ESPN, that's bad news for the people that have a stake in you.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But I mean, everything bounces off the shield. Nothing sticks with the NFL. But yeah, you have you make a good point. I don't think even if they didn't own it, that the ESPN would ever run anything bad about the NFL, anyways.
And what's so what's the point of ESPN Plus? You got ESPN Plus. So what now? Now you're going to roll out another app?
I think are they getting rid of ESPN Plus and just making it all this one thing, or?
Yeah, this got announced a couple months ago. What is the
goes
new
into effect
ESPN
here in a couple of weeks
streaming service?
So is that going to affect Red Zone this year with Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV?
No, this year's the deal can't go through yet. It won't. ESPN won't have the rights to Red Zone until next season, so it's going to be the same.
And this is why I think there's some confusion about that deal. The streaming service is just called ESPN. So when you read an article that says they got a 10% equity deal in ESPN, and people assume that that's all the totality of like the company, I think they mean the streamer.
I'm asking Super Grok right now, so I'm waiting for him to come up with an answer.
Who are you asking?
Super Grok.
Oh, fuck. He's not going to. Grok ain't going to fucking know.
Yeah, but Super Grok, he's pretty smart compared to the regular Grok. We'll see.
Yeah, so that's launching on August 21st. So it's going to be live programming from all ESPN networks, including ESPN on ABC, plus ESPN Plus, ESPN3, SEC Network Plus, and ACC Network. This will include a large selection of live events, on-demand replay studio shows, and original programming. Blah, blah, blah.
Here's why I think it's going to fail. Because one, you have a hard time getting people to pay $30 a month for that stuff. I don't even know if ESPN back in its prime, even with Red Zone and all that stuff, if it, back in the good days of ESPN, if they could get someone to pay $30 a month. But the other thing too is if you already have cable, then you get to bypass and skip that. So it's like, how many people are you really going to get that don't have cable that are going to buy this $30 a month streaming service?
I don't know.
It costs like $1,100 this year if you want to watch every single NFL game.
That's the insane thing is because now you need, yes, of course, you can get your games on Fox and CBS. You can have your fucking antenna if you still got one of those, whatever, right? If you're one of those people, probably like John Matrix isn't here today with us, but I think John still got one of those fucking things. But if you want to watch all the other games, if you want to watch the Thursday games, if you want to watch the holiday games, if you want to watch like all that other shit, that's going to be spread across Netflix and Prime and Peacock and whatever. Like, you need to spend a lot of fucking money now on all these streaming.
At least the Thursday games is connected with Prime because almost everyone has Prime anyways, just included, right? So
yes, so you need Sunday Ticket, Amazon Prime, and ESPN for Monday Night Football.
To watch the Monday Night Football. Yeah, and then you need Peacock or whatever. Is it Paramount? Peacock. I think it's Peacock for the.
Oh, that's right.
Game.
Yeah, they have like exclusive Peacock ones.
Well, they have the exclusive ones, but they also NBC I think owns Peacock or whatever.
Correct.
Whatever has a deal with Peacock. So if you want the Sunday night game, you gotta have Peacock as well.
Just YouTube TV, DirecTV.
If you download the NFL app or the NFL Plus app or whatever, it's $15 a month and you get Red Zone, and that's pretty much what I watch because I don't ever have time to sit down and watch all the games. And then I have Amazon and then ESPN for Monday Night Football.
I spend about 90% of the time on Red Zone. Yep. Usually, like during the game, I'll set up the box where I can see like the Bears playing and Red Zone, and I pretty much keep it on Red Zone virtually the entire time, like the audio. You know what I mean? Bears on offense, I'll flip back, but that's about it.
For the record, Grok says that, and take it with a grain of salt, the NFL has agreed to take 10% equity stake in ESPN as a whole, the sports media company owned primarily by Disney, not limited to just its streaming services. So,
wow,
that's what Grok thinks.
Well, I'll think I'm right before I think Grok's right. Fucking retarded Grok. Go ahead.
Rondell Moore yesterday carted off the field, leg injury, and he looked like pissed and in pain too. Did not look good. I'm trying to find a video of the actual injury, but I'm not finding one. I'm just seeing him being put on the cart.
That sucks. I love my man Rondell Moore.
And the Ravens corner the other
He
day.
fucked
Did
up
you
his
see that
leg.
one? His knee was fucking bent backwards.
Yeah, but we could get into some of these games here. We can look at what's happened in preseason so far. So today we've got a couple. Dolphins, Bears, Saints, and Chargers are playing. I don't think Bears are playing starters on either side of the ball. Not sure what the Dolphins' plan is going to be. Fucking Chargers, bro. They already played in the Hall of Fame game, obviously. Saints, we're going to get our first look at their quarterback situation down there.
Chargers, big injury this week. They just paid their lineman, one of the best linemen in the league, and then he goes down with I think an ACL tear or whatever. I think it was something with his kneecap. Either way, he's going to be out for the year, which a huge blow, obviously, if you pay a guy $113 million and that happens, but that's just the cost of doing business. They're moving Joe Alt from right tackle to left tackle. So at least they have Joe Alt to be able to shift around and put there. But that's a huge blow to the Chargers offensive line.
I didn't even see that that Slater was gone. But yeah, Joe Alt's a monster, obviously. But
yeah, Slater's done for the season.
That's rough. We talked a little bit about this game, the Ravens, with the injury they had. The bigger injury, the more, I guess, the kind of important one, Anthony Richardson immediately gets blindside fucking destroyed in this game on like the first drive, and Daniel Jones was just in at quarterback after that.
I can't believe you didn't see him, dude. He didn't even look to his right at all.
There's been a lot of discussion about that going on as well, because it's like, people are like, you can't blame him for that. And then you've got other people breaking down. It's like, no, that's the quarterback's responsibility to know where that pressure's coming from. They slid protection to the left, that thing on his right, blah, blah, blah. Like, but Anthony Richardson, look, I think it's kind of best for the Colts that he just goes down with a little injury. His hand was fucked up, whatever. Just fucking name Daniel Jones the starter, dude. Just be over with that shit.
He like dislocated his pinky.
Yeah.
No, but even before that injury, I was pretty confident that Daniel Jones was going to win that job.
I think their plan was to start Daniel Jones in the next game. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Bengals and Eagles played. Joe Burrow had a couple. Like 2 drives maybe. That was about it. But I think most of the starters didn't play for the Eagles, if I'm right. But I didn't get to watch too much of that game. Seahawks and Raiders fucking tied. Preseason, Pete Carroll returns to Seattle. Fucking tie game.
Hey, so far the way to bet the preseason has been take the dog and take the over. There's been a lot of points scored. Usually, I mean, these totals are way low because they don't think there's going to be any scoring. Not this year so far.
Going back up to the Eagles game, the Eagles picked up A.J. Dillon from the Packers this year. He's got a very similar play style to Saquon. To have Saquon and A.J. Dillon in that backfield, when Saquon needs a breather, you got A.J. Dillon back. That's going to be terrifying.
Put A.J. Dillon at fullback. Let Saquon run behind him.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's dangerous.
Like, every plan for anything the Eagles do should just to not let Jalen Hurts throw the ball as much as possible. It's always been my belief when it comes to their strategy with him at quarterback. We talked about Lions-Falcons. Whatever. Game ended. Kind of gay. Browns-Panthers. Shedeur Sanders. Everyone was wrong about Shedeur Sanders. He's incredible. This was Shedeur Sanders' Super Bowl. He walked in with a posse and with like a big, like fucking music playing and props and shit like that.
I did not see that.
He got to start. And to his credit, he played solid. Played solid in his debut. I think he got like a full half for the Cleveland Browns. But this basically was his Super Bowl. Had 2 touchdowns. Took a really bad sack at one point. Whatever. Guys, has your mind been changed about Shedeur Sanders?
I have more faith in Mel Kiper now. I mean, that guy has to be the happiest dude this weekend out of anyone. He just had to been smirking and smiling. I mean, it's preseason football. What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. He looked solid. I mean, that's all you can say is he looked solid against the Carolina Panthers. But
I don't think anyone thought that he couldn't be he's an athlete, right? He's on the team for a reason. Obviously, he's going to look solid in preseason. But there's a big difference between that and then being a top half of the league NFL quarterback.
Yeah, so we'll maybe this is it. Maybe this is the moment. Shedeur Sanders just clinched the starter's job with this performance in preseason against half speed first team and second team guys. Maybe that's the case.
We'll see.
I hope you guys are all ready to admit that you're racist and wrong.
Yes.
Commanders, speaking of another black quarterback, I don't think Jaden Daniels played in this Commanders-Patriots game. The Patriots came to fucking play, though. Trevion Henderson, first touch is a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Had a couple sparks on, from the running back position as well. It made me think, man, I really wish the Bears would have drafted this motherfucker at running back like we clearly wanted to. But here's that. Here's that first touch in the NFL takes it back for a 100-yard kickoff return.
Wow, look at that.
I was excited for this play.
Good,
I was excited for this play because I was like, that's sweet. But then I also had money on the Commanders, so it was a bittersweet moment.
To be fair for the Redskins, Marcus Mariota didn't even play either. It was Josh Johnson and Sam Hartman. So they didn't even play their one or two.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take anything away from that from them. I will say our our first round draft pick, Will Campbell, he looked pretty good out there. He looked pretty good. I think he got graded like an 86 on PFF for his game. So giving us some hope. Mike Vrabel's out there getting bloodied in practice, diving into piles, people fighting.
Dude, what did Vrabel say the other day? He would cut off his dick and balls for a Super Bowl with the Patriots.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
That's what you want from your coach. I love
Holy
it.
shit.
That's my kind of
I think Tom Brady got his statue revealed at this game as well.
Yep.
Yes.
I
I
think
think it was sweet.
Got his statue revealed, and he said, "Hey, this isn't just for Patriots fans. It's also for Jets fans to throw beers at when they lose." Yeah. Something like that. So
it looked like Tom Brady's statue was given the Black Lives Matter fist salute. It does.
I did like how they did the 6 Super Bowl things on the bottom of the statue. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
only
that's
6,
cute.
huh?
Yeah, they didn't want to count the Tampa Bay one. They should have thrown that in there just for fun. But
we do have we got the Giants and the Bills. You talked about that one a little bit. No Josh Allen. I think no first teamers for the Bills. The Giants played a little bit of everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson got 2 drives. Jackson Dart played most of the second quarter. He looked good, man. He looked comfortable out there. He had a few batted down passes. He was scrambling a little bit too, man. He was making me nervous. But he wound up being fine through a tud at decent completions. So I liked what I saw from the kid, Jackson Dart.
Yeah, he looked good. That was a nice throw.
Maybe fucking slide Jackson Dart.
Maybe slide. Also, Abdul Carter had some great pressures yesterday. No sacks, but he had like 3 or 4 pressures.
Dude looks like he's going to be a monster.
Yeah.
Sure. Texans Vikings. I guess the most notable thing is we got one series or something at JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, he looked fine.
Yeah, he looked fine. People like, oh my God, he's the next Mahomes. And I fucking look at the video and it was like a 7-yard scramble out of bounds or something. But yeah, that's obviously going to be a big question mark. This Vikings team moves off to Sam Darnold. You've got JJ McCarthy coming in. It's all in his lap now. What are they going to look like? Is it going to be a step back? Is it going to be a step forward? Who knows? But we'll see. Kid can play. See if he stays healthy. Cowboys Rams. I got to be honest. I didn't get to watch too much of this. The one thing that came out of this game that I paid attention to was CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb was not playing in the game. He was on the sidelines and he was into it, man. Now look, he's celebrating here. Not even for a completion. It's just a ball that's in the air. A wide receiver gets loose. They launch a deep ball. And CeeDee's thinking, man, this is going to be golden here. I mean, just watch this. Yeah. Ooh. Fucking wrecked by the CeeDee standing on the sidelines, on the white line. Gets fucking wrecked.
Dude, what if that would have taken him out for a few weeks?
That'd have been hilarious. I'm all for it.
Such a Cowboys thing.
That would have been a super Cowboys thing if this were to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
he's thinking this ball's in the air. Look at that. Hell yeah, I'm supporting my teammates. Fucking wrecked. And then he got a penalty. Because he was where he was not supposed to be, and he interfered with the official. So he got a penalty on the thing.
Yeah, come on, man. You got to have sideline discipline. You wouldn't be doing that if you were in pads, man. If that was regular season, you're in pads, you're playing, you ain't fucking.
Good thing he wasn't in pads. That ref would have got knocked out.
Yeah.
Y'all remember when Mike Tomlin tripped fucking Jacoby Jones?
Yes. I remember there was a Jets assistant coach who tripped a guy too.
Oh yeah, yep. I remember
that. Steelers Jaguars. I didn't. I honestly didn't catch too much of this, other than one play, which we do need to talk about because
Travis Hunter's first catch.
I think I might be the biggest Travis Hunter hater, more so than I was about Marvin Harrison Jr. last year.
Well, Will, you said that. We're not on the Titans Bucks yet. I saw your tweet yesterday about Cam Ward. Cam Ward's going to be the biggest bust in NFL history.
I'm trying to be like all these clickbait people out here that you see, like
Dove climbing.
Yeah, just be like you just put the hottest of takes out there to get people to interact.
It'll just be different day to day. Like it'll be like Cam Ward just slung a 70-mile-an-hour dart right on the numbers. How could anyone doubt this kid's greatness? Next generation, here we come. And you watch the play, and it's just like a standard fucking play. And it's just like that. I fucking hate the NFL fucking Twitter accounts because of this. I despise them.
Right after I tweeted that Cam Ward one, I was gonna say, like a few minutes later, I was gonna tweet that Travis Hunter was gonna be the biggest bust of all time.
I think that I just don't know how sustainable it is for Travis Hunter to play both ways. You know,
he's not going to be able to.
And I think it's less exciting, but the reality is I do think he probably has like a higher ceiling as a DB. And that's not sexy though. You know what I mean? Not.
Did you see what Trevor Lawrence said to him?
What?
He said, do you want to, he goes, you need to make up your mind. Do you want to swat a couple balls away a game, or do you want to catch touchdowns? Something along the lines of that.
Yeah. Well, Trevor Lawrence needs to start making his fucking money, by the way. But I did want to talk about the Jacksonville Steelers preseason game. And yeah, it's just preseason, whatever. Well, some things that happen in preseason can still be pretty important and pretty ridiculous. Something like this, because at the end of the first half, we saw something that we have never seen in history. In a game, we saw a 70-yard field goal by Cam Little, the Jacksonville Jags kicker. This little dude out there just with a rocket for a leg, apparently, because watch this 70-yard field goal, end of the second half. One of the only times you're going to see this kind of play out in this way, right? 70-yard field goal attempt.
Drill the ball. Holy smokes. They got a shot. He just kicked a 70-yard field goal. Kidding me? Crazy.
Now, the previous long, I think, is still held by Justin Tucker at 66 for in a game. This does not count. It's not a record breaker because it's preseason, so it can't count for that. But still, to see it in a live game with, you know, another team on another side trying to stop it, all that stuff, impressive as hell. And the question is, are we going to get to see a 70-yard attempt at some point in the season?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I can't wait for them to try it in the season. You know it's getting blocked.
And he cleared it by 4 yards too.
Yeah, it definitely had some room. It's not like it just snuck across. You know, he cleared it by some, maybe a couple extra yards in there.
Well, we've seen Brandon Aubrey make 70-yard ones, like in practice out there with no one around, which is different, obviously, than in a game, even a preseason game. But some of these kickers got the leg to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and my Chicago Bears still stuck with Cairo fucking Santos, who can't get it high enough to not get blocked from like 45 yards because he got such a weak ass leg. But the thing when it comes to these are a lot of things have to play out just the right way. It's never going to be at the end of a game because in all likelihood, you're probably like, unless you desperately need like those 3 points and the score lines up perfectly right, then you're probably going to be throwing a Hail Mary or a trick play or something like that to try to get a touchdown. You're not usually going to do it just in general, because the idea that this team could then return it and, maybe get good field position. So it usually has to be right before a half. It's one of the only ways we can see this stuff happen, right before a half or right at the end of the game. You got to be on the right yard line. All this shit has to go right. So maybe he'll get an opportunity. Hit a 59-yarder last year. It's a far cry from a 70-yarder. But, I hope we see it.
Could be fun.
The NFL would love to wipe Justin Tucker from the record book.
Oh, yeah.
After that, which is still crazy, dude. Do you think Justin Tucker ends up with anybody at any point this year?
No.
Well, how long is he suspended? 10 games? 11 games?
I think it's 10.
I think it's 11. It might be 11 weeks. But once that's up, it doesn't matter if that team that signs him had played 11
right.
games.
Yeah, it's just the first 10 or 11 weeks of the season. I could see him, dude. It's such a Browns thing to do. It would be so funny for the Browns to sign him, and then he can play Baltimore 2 times a year.
Yeah, I want the fucking Bears to sign him, to be honest with you.
I want him to get on a team that ultimately ends up winning the Super Bowl, and because he kicks the game winner. Then what would the NFL do?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be pretty sick.
Also, the
Kirk Cousins, you like that after it,
The Bills need a kicker. Their kicker got injured, and yesterday in the preseason they had like their backup running back kicking field goals for them.
Kicking extra
points. Yeah.
I want to see Justin Tucker win the Super Bowl, get MVP for like a walk-off win, and be like, "I'm going to massage parlor."
Like, is that kid? What was his name? Matt Ariza.
He's got a punter.
Well, he's the Chiefs punter. He was the Bills punter, and they cut him over that. Is he still punting for the Chiefs?
Yep.
As far as I know.
Good for him.
Titans Bucks, we talked about a little bit. Our first kind of look at Cam Ward. He shined in the preseason debut, apparently.
Yeah, he looked good.
Jets Packers, all of the fucking Justin Fields stands that like end up in my mentions were just glowing over this shit because he had like a couple check down passes, then he ran in a touchdown, and it's like he's a generational talent. And it's like I gotta fucking find that video and show you guys actually. Let's see. I think it was Black Didka, who is just a massive fucking Justin Fields stan. I can't.
Is that a Twitter account? Black Didka?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that account.
I fucking hate him.
That's awesome.
I don't hate him because he's Black Didka. I hate him because of some of these Justin Fields posts. This is literally a song like that is made for Justin Fields. This is it. The New York Jets landed a generational quarterback in Justin Fields.
See, these headlines are the ones I'm talking about.
With the porn music.
It's saying Justin Fields. That's the music. Justin Fields. Listen to this.
Oh, God.
And it's just a little fucking in route to the tight end. This is like 3 plays in a row.
It makes it more funny that just a couple weeks ago, he almost ended his season because of a hurt toe. Everyone thought it was over.
Yeah. Well, okay. So this is the highlight. Generational quarterback. This one must be a crazy play then. We just saw the same replay 4 times of a 5-yard pass to the tight end. This one must be crazy then.
Please be a handoff.
Just another little check down.
Just a check down. Yeah.
Great vision. Great.
And that
vision.
replays like 3 or 4 fucking times.
Where does this Justin Fields like weird, unrealistic fanfare come from? Is it just delusional Ohio State fans that just like need Justin Fields to be good for the sake of their lives?
Have you met the Jets fans? They get excited over anything, man.
It was before that, man.
It precedes the Jets.
It was before that. Obviously, Justin Fields was a Bears fan or a Bears player. And as
Even
much
in
as I would have,
Pittsburgh.
as much as I would have fucking loved for him to be incredible, and was rooting for him, I never thought it was going to happen. I never thought he was going to get it done. But there were some people that have just carried on all the way into Pittsburgh, despite the fact that like Russell Wilson outperformed him when they played and like all this shit. It doesn't matter. There is a dedicated fan base of Justin Fields lovers. I don't know where it comes from.
It's got to be an Ohio State thing.
Here's the next one. 2-yard run out of bounds. Literally, that's what they fucking show in our generational talent.
Yeah.
Fucking music, dude. This is the one he gets in. Look at this.
And the thing is if you rewind it a little bit, it was what's number 32 running back doing like a little cross route. He's the one that actually scored the touchdown for Justin Fields. Look at this in the very bottom of the screen, 32.
He pretends like it got
He pretends
thrown.
like the ball's in the air and he's just carrying that linebacker. That's awesome football IQ by that kid.
Oh, for sure. I actually do think I like the Jets' new head coach. I think they've got some talent on that roster. I think they could have a decent year. But the glazing of Justin Fields is wild to me.
Yeah. Well, remember they did the same thing for Dwayne Haskins too.
Maybe it is a Ohio State thing.
It's an Ohio State thing, man. It's weird.
Maybe it is a Ohio State thing.
I think it's just an NFL fan thing. NFL fans are crazy.
We overreact to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think I see it a lot just because there's so much crossover with Bears stuff. I think that's why I see it. And because there was just so much talk last year about Caleb Williams, Justin Fields, they're going to regret it, blah, 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 all that stuff. So, fuck.
I'm trying so hard not to get excited about my Patriots, but they just keep doing the right thing. And I'm like, you're going to suck me back in. And I'm going to be week 4. I'm going to be pissed.
Tell me a 48-16 beat down of the Commanders doesn't excite you?
That's where I'm at with the Giants, man. I'm like, I'm finally I'm not going to be the delusional Giants fan this year. And then I see them beat the Bills and I'm like, all right, you know what? We might be decent. We might sneak into the playoffs and then we're going to be 1-6.
I think the more impressive thing than beating the Commanders that way was Vrabel getting after it in practice, you know? Bleeding out there.
I think he's a great coach.
Yep.
I think that's huge for them for sure. For sure. Let's catch up with some super chats. I don't think I've even read any yet. We've been just talking NFL. Alex Arrows Cave. My Jags lost. Meta PC code RK Outpost or Beardo.
Thank you,
we
Alex.
Have the fucking @ thing back again.
We do. Yep.
God. So
it is the ats.
Well, thank you, Alex McCarthy. I think this is Net Stealer. Cardinals 3 turnovers in 5 minutes. Season already over. Yeah, season's over. Well, I will say Kyler Murray had a fucking awful pick in that game. Like,
I was about to say that was the next game. He was in mid-season form already.
Oh yeah, he was he must have been playing the Battlefield beta. Man.
I was just about to say he's playing Battlefield.
Yeah, I guess we didn't talk about that in Cardinals and Chiefs. Kyler looked a little rough. Marvin Harrison Jr., is he going to have the season a lot of people expected from him last year, this year?
No, he's a bum.
He looks like a freak of nature, but
when he does it for more than one quarter, then I'll start giving him some credit. You remember last year he would have one good quarter every now and then do nothing the rest of the game, which I don't know how that's possible.
Was it Marvin Harrison Jr. in that Ohio State game against Michigan that ended on a pick? Was it Marvin Harrison Jr. that like slowed up and tried to not break it up at the end? Was that him?
I couldn't tell you.
I forget whether that was him or not, but when I saw that happen in real time, when somebody clearly prioritized not putting their body in harm's way, when they could have potentially forced the game to continue in the game, I was like, I mean, I understand, you're about to go to the NFL draft, about to do all that stuff, but that's like one of those things where you're like, I don't like that attitude. I don't like that mentality.
I don't like that everyone just wanted to put him in the Hall of Fame before he even took a snap. You talk about Justin Fields fans. God, the Marvin Harrison Jr. fans last year when he got drafted was insane. Maybe it is an Ohio State thing. I think we figured it out.
Maybe it is just Ohio State fans. That's kind of crazy. Jay Bordeaux, remember for 26 months, it's Saints game day. It's Shuff time. How do you fucking say his name?
I'm going to say show until he actually does something in the league. Then I'll say it right.
Well, I thought it was Shuff, but then that
I think
came out.
Shuck or something like that.
Shuck. I think it's Shuck. Yeah, that's it.
But he's going to be show until he does something. Yeah.
What a dumb name. Chris Cranford, too. Did you see the NASCAR driver fall on his neck?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's in the title. We're going to get to that. Let me catch up on Super Chats. We'll get to that one. Cole Hauser, NHL gets hit in the mouth with a puck back on the ice. Yeah, I've seen some fucked up injuries in NHL.
Mm-hmm.
Sideless for $5. Why do you want to watch a bunch of sad fourth stringers patty cake after that injury? If it was a game you play on, but it's preseason, we barely care. It's kind of just more about the mentality in general of it. And it's like, I know it's maybe whatever, but people actually paid to go watch this game as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Paid to see this. In fact, when you buy season tickets and shit like that, you are forced to pay for the preseason games as well, right? So I don't know.
And it sets the precedent of, the NFL thinking they can just get away with doing that.
Blue-eyed Scorpio, Broncos were murdered in Super Bowl 48. That game finished. Yeah, it's true. Literally, they were dying.
Don't remind me.
Silas for $5. Lions don't use starters in preseason. Jobs are earned at practice, not preseason. The four stringers had their reps. Dan hates preseason. Everyone's got their own approach for sure. Greenhead, remember for 5 months, I got nothing to say except to say nothing. Well, that's something. Joe Mann for $5. Good old Justin One Reed Fields staring directly at the one target he will throw to. If they can find a way to keep their running backs effective, and if they can let Justin Fields do that, if he can just be a one read guy and then take off and make a play, maybe that defense will be good enough this year to make that workable. Wow, those generational checkdowns, really impressed, says Ogden. I know. The Justin Fields song's a banger. I fucking hate it, dude. It's like the
Justin Fields.
Yeah. Justin Fields. Mike Hill. What kind of does Caitlin have to be out so long?
What? Injury?
You spelled it wrong, but if you mean Caitlin Clark, she's got it was a quad. It was a quad initially. I don't know if it's groin or what it is, but it's her legs. Something fucked up with her leg. Piano Dean, I have a bad feeling about Breeze in 2000, or I had a bad feeling about Breeze in 2006. Obviously, I was wrong. I'm getting that feeling again. So maybe Shuck is the guy. Not holding my breath. Well, maybe the reason you had a bad feeling about Drew Brees is because his arm broke. Like not like a bone, but his arm physically was broken.
His
like
fucking,
got turned upside down in his fucking socket.
Yeah, his shoulder was completely fucking just ripped out of his fucking socket, man.
You know why? Because he's a fucking gamer, bro. Because he dove for that loose ball. You know?
Yeah.
Injuries can happen when you do that. But guess what? Because he played the game the right way, unlike Cam Newton, who didn't want to dive for a loose ball, because he played the game the right way, the football gods, they graced him in the aftermath. The football gods cursed Cam Newton in the aftermath.
Yep.
Got to play the game the right way.
Yep. Drew Brees had a Hall of Fame career after that.
And that includes playing on after you see your teammate die in front of you. Right? That's all part of playing the game the right way. At least in my opinion. I'm going to ban NFL games streaming. Goodbye, sir. We're big advocates of people paying $1,100 to watch all the NFL games. Okay?
We're getting to that time of year where every Sunday morning it's going to be that.
Must be a lot of demand. We've actually had a lot of like random injuries to talk about. We're going to get to that NASCAR one, but first, let's talk a little baseball, guys. Baseball season. We're in August now, last 2 months of the regular season, ladies and gentlemen. But I got to be honest, there was one injury that I did not see coming. You guys see? Season's over for Mariano Rivera. Torn Achilles for Yankees legend Mariano Rivera.
No shot. I did not see this.
Yes. So the Yankees, they brought back their old timer game when a bunch of like old Yankees guys come play. That's when you saw that picture of fat Johnny Damon and pinstripes. Yes. That was for that game. You know, Andy Pettitte was there. Clemens, like a bunch of guys. Are there for the old timers game. And for some reason, Mariano Rivera was in the outfield where he's experienced leg injuries before. And instead of tearing his ACL shagging fly balls, this time he tore his Achilles. There's not video of it, unfortunately. But how fucking crazy is it to have a headline like this in 2025 that Mariano Rivera tore his Achilles playing God. Okay.
It's so fitting with how the Yankees are playing this year, too. You know, they're about to be out of the wild card spot. It's just going downhill. And then this happens. I mean, it makes too much sense. That sucks for him, though.
I mean, it's like unfortunate. It's going to be a pain in the ass for a couple months getting around, but
I love how they're trying to blame this on Aaron Boone as well.
It is Aaron Boone's fault. Now he did one of the things we didn't get video of the injury. We got video of him hitting against Andy Pettitte. Look at this. I don't know who that is in the outfield.
I was about to say.
Obviously, again, they're not taking it too seriously. Shit like that. It's fun. You know what I mean? Old timer game. It's just a bunch of fun. There's Mariano getting to hit off Andy Pettitte. The fun did not last. Things took a turn after Roger Clemens told the broadcast booth what happened to Rivera. It was a fun day till we heard about Mariano. Mariano hurt his Achilles. I don't know what was going on. We all thought it was a hamstring, but I think it's a little worse than that. He's at the hospital right now. Unbelievable. So yeah, he tore his ACL. This is the first time they've held the event since 2019, and now maybe the last.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. There is no video of it.
I can't find it anywhere. I looked. I mean, you guys remember 10 years ago at this point or whatever when Mariano tore his ACL while shagging fly balls in the outfield? You guys remember that?
Remember. Yep.
And of course, he did come back the next season after. I think the next season was his last season, right? Because I think he may have planned for that to be his last season, and then tears ACL. He said, "I'm not going out that way." Blah blah blah. Unanimous Hall of Famer, Mariano Rivera.
Is he the
put
only
on
one?
the IL. Season
He's the only,
IL.
right?
What's that?
He's the only unanimous Hall of Famer ever.
Was Griffey unanimous?
No.
Yeah. Ichiro wasn't unanimous, so
by one.
And neither was Jeter by one.
That's
so stupid.
It's so fucking dumb. Like for Ichiro to not be a unanimous Hall of Famer, what else would he have had to do to get that one guy to vote for him? I guess that's a question we can start asking, you know?
I think they're trying to prove a point, these writers. They're trying to just prove a point. I don't know what it is, man. It's weird.
Why didn't they prove that point for Mariano?
Because he's... Never mind.
Maybe he thought someone else was going to do it.
I was going to say because he's black, but he's not black.
He's like Dominican or some shit, right?
Yeah.
He's Afro-Latino, whatever that means.
Yeah. One of those.
Afro-Latino? I've never heard that. That makes sense, though.
It means you're basically a black person from one of the Spanish-speaking islands there. Or any type of black person who's born in that in the area of the country where they speak fucking Spanish. I don't know. But yeah, I think he's Dominican. Maybe I'm wrong. Mariano Rivera.
I'm pretty sure he's Dominican.
He's from Panama. He's from Panama.
Panama. Okay.
There you go. Close enough. One of those fucking, shithole countries down there.
Yeah, he's from over there.
One of those shithole countries. Over on Rumble, Jose Contreras for $1. Last year, oh yeah, we're about to start up picks again. So last year, Ryan had a 154-69 win-loss record. Beardo had 135-88. John had a 104-51 record. Wait.
It's because he wasn't here.
Oh,
some Sundays he missed.
And Jeremy had 12-10 record. And Jeremy was here a lot, obviously. That's true. I was the victor last year. 60. Now we're not picking against the spread. We're literally just picking winners and losers of games.
Yeah. I started off rough. The start was rough, and I made a decent comeback, but I was rough.
Beardo was under 500 for a large portion of the season.
Yeah, I remember that.
You were like 3-13 the first game.
Probably, yeah.
Partially, it was because you kept picking the Giants to win.
This is true.
There was that stretch too where like all the favorites were winning and you were picking the dogs.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta.
Hey,
I think we had a week last year too where all the favorites won that week, excluding maybe Monday Night Football.
Maybe.
It was like week 9.
It all runs together for me. Tank for $1. Beardo, Jackson Dart looks good. You may have a quarterback there.
Yeah, I'm excited for the kid. I still don't think that he's going to start week 1, but you never know.
I doubt it, but
yeah, I doubt it too.
Hopefully,
we'll see him in December.
KW for $10. Glad y'all are back since Beardo didn't stream on Rumble last week. Let's get this out of the way. Did anyone see the final outcome of Lake Mary versus SC Historic Little League game? If so, thoughts? I did, and I believe it was a walk-off for South Carolina or whatever team wasn't Florida. I assume that was your nephew or whoever that was, KW. I forget if it was your nephew or some other relative who was playing in that game. I saw that, and I felt bad for you because I'm pretty sure that Florida lost in that game because they were down like 2 runs, and I don't know if it was a walk-off home run or a double or something, but yeah. That was rough. Greg the Goblin for 10. Baseball sucks. Banana ball rocks, though. Savannah bananas are fun. They're cool. I like baseball, though. Little Orphan Funkhauser for 2. Odd that Rivera got 100% of the votes since he's MAGA. I just don't like. Undoubtedly, Mariano Rivera should be a no question first ballot Hall of Famer. Check the box, boom, in. But so should Griffey, and I would say so should Ichiro, even more so than maybe Griffey. Like because of the longevity, because of like all that shit. How do you think Ichiro there? Ichiro's batting average like never dipped below 300 or something.
Mm-hmm. His entire major league career, right?
Yeah, like he got his I don't think it ever did.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I saw the guys out on the like all-time hits list when Ichiro started his career at his age. The guy that has the most was already at 1,600, and he still almost caught it. He caught up there. He got in the top, whatever he is. It's just crazy.
Well, Ichiro had an entire career in Japan before he even came over here.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was so much fun to watch being from this area. I loved going to those games, watching Ichiro and getting the little Ichiro ice cream cup hat.
Oh yeah, that's right. Are you a Mariners fan?
No, my dad is a huge Mariners fan. I never was. I got to watch my dad get let down every single year, get disappointed. But we watched a lot of Mariners games when I was growing up.
Who's your baseball team?
I don't really have one. I liked players. So I liked, obviously, Jeter. I liked Gary Sheffield. I loved his little rock in the backpack. But I liked players. I mean, I liked all those legends on the Mariners and stuff. But I never really was into a team, just more my favorite players.
Is Gary Sheffield one of those guys that has 500 career home runs?
I don't remember. Let me see.
We looked at the list because we're talking about Kyle Schwarber and the other day. And Kyle Schwarber, who is continuing to just hit fucking bombs.
509.
What is it?
509.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody Every single player who's ever hit 500 home runs in their career has been a Hall of Famer, unless they've had any connection to steroids. And Gary Sheffield did have a small one. He was on those things. He's talked about it. But yeah, like 500 home runs usually automatic. Kyle Schwarber is on pace to hit 500 home runs in his career. And it would just be so crazy with his batting average and just what a different player he is, I suppose.
Yeah.
But for me, he deserves it for fucking like hitting better than fucking Babe Ruth in the fucking World Series on one leg to help my Chicago Cubs. So I'm fine with that. Let's talk about this NASCAR thing because this was wild. We don't talk too much NASCAR on this channel. I can't say I watch NASCAR unless we have some sort of, Jussie Smollett, Bubba Wallace, fake victim, bullshit. Typically, don't talk about NASCAR too much, but something happened yesterday that we have to talk about it because this is wild. Video, NASCAR driver Connor Zilish, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, falls off the car in victory lane, breaks his collarbone. And he is lucky that it's just a broken collarbone because
he looks dead. This
looked really, really bad. Awesome. Hey, I just won Xfinity. Yeah, hell yeah. Victory lane. Takes a quick turn for the worse.
Let's go down to Mobile One Victory Lane, Dylan.
Oh, he went down on the cage stand.
Oh my gosh, he fell.
Oh, he fell.
It looks so awkward and unathletic. Holy fuck. He's thinking like, this is the best day of my life. I'm going to get laid. I'm going to see so many fucking fake titties, and leaves in an ambulance.
Yeah, he did. They got him all wrapped up. They took him in the ambulance. He has a broken collarbone. He put out a tweet or social media statement later that, CT scans, like all that stuff, completely fine. But bro, that's a rough fall. That is a rough fall. And I don't know. It does look like he was slipping a little bit when he was initially getting up, but I don't know what happened. Of course, Elon's fucking Twitter doesn't want to play. Thanks, Elon. Let's do it from here.
Career wins. Let's go down to Mobile One Victory Lane, Dylan.
You can see he's slipping a little bit on the window guard thing there.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's rough. That's like that Savannah Bananas clip from the other day.
Yes. Yeah.
That Savannah Bananas clip is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. This is scary, and it's good that he's okay. I mean, broken collarbone's not okay, but fuck, man.
Yeah.
That is not it looked a little unathletic, but I think it just slipped. I think he slipped on that thing and his foot got caught inside when he was going down and he just hit it hard, bro.
Good thing is we see a lot of these, and especially when it comes to NASCAR or other racing events, these guys that get injured, they always seem to make a comeback,
Yeah, I mean, this is his like 6th win of the year or something, right? So he's had a great season, and woof. I guess he's going to take a couple weeks off with that collarbone. That is rough. That's scary.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, real quick.
Yeah.
I just looked up MVP odds for the National League. Kyle Schwarber's second favorite. MVP.
Yeah, I think it's Shohei, Kyle Schwarber.
Mm-hmm.
Who's after that? PCA,
Manny Machado, and then Pete Crow Armstrong.
Machado.
These are just betting odds from Fox Sports.
Yeah, but it's not even close, right? Shohei's a huge favorite.
Yes, he is.
I mean, he is going to win, but now that he's actually pitching really well, there's really no shot. However, if you take that out and you look at the batting numbers, Schwarber's got way more bombs. He's got way more RBIs. I think that Shohei's only got like 4 more stolen bases this year than Kyle Schwarber. Obviously, batting average, little different, but it'll be a runaway victory for Shohei. If you don't include that pitching, I think it would be relatively close.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be a runaway, no doubt.
How do you like my Cal Riley? I cashed out when he got up. He ended up being the favorite, and I cashed out of my bet 5 times my money.
That's nice.
Going out for a little bit. Yeah. I was looking at the numbers, like you said. Once he became the favorite, I really looked at it. I go, yeah, Judge is going to come back, and he's going to, as long as even if he just DHs, he's going to win this thing. So I'm like, I'm just going to cash out, and then I put some on Judge while he was a dog.
I bet Ohtani bet on himself to win MVP. I bet only his translator did. Taker for $10 as a guy in Cobra Cast said Hogan almost killed a guy in the ring and didn't care. Jeremy didn't get the reference to Rocky 3 and said he didn't recall that being a criticism of Hogan's, just the N-word thing.
Yeah, that happened.
What happened? The N-word thing or the?
No, that Jeremy the Rocky 3 joke with Hulk Hogan.
If he dies, he dies or something.
No, that's Ivan Drago.
Oh yeah, it is Ivan Drago. Yeah. What did he say?
It was Hulk Hogan, it was in Rocky 3, it was like a charity event, and Thunder Lips, who was played by Hulk Hogan, just was going absolutely fucking crazy, and the announcers are saying, he's gonna kill a guy! So somebody in the Cobra Cast chat made the joke, and it went right over Jeremy's head.
Oh, that's all right. A guy on Cobra Cast said Hogan almost killed a guy in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
KW for 2. Well, it was my nephew. With bases loaded, they intentionally walked in their best hitter, which I believe has only happened 6 or 7 times in MLB history. Then the kid right behind him hits a walk-off. Yes. Yeah, that sucks, KW. And then KW for 2. Also, fuck the Cubs. Go Cards. You guys won the first game. We won the second. So, get fucked. Thank you, NFL Game Stream. We appreciate it. I think it's already been removed. Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. For some reason, it was like still showing up for me, but it was telling me that it was already banned when I tried.
I'm only seeing it on the StreamYard side, not on the YouTube side.
Yeah.
For some reason.
So if you guys didn't know, there's places that you can go to stream NFL games. I wouldn't recommend using. Those links, but that's just me. What if you want to watch a WNBA game?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, almost positive.
Even if it's Sophie Cunningham?
The only way I'm going to a WNBA game is because I bet on the color of the dildo. I'm bringing that colored dildo. I'm throwing it on the court so I can cash in.
Sophie Cunningham's the only, if I were to buy a WNBA jersey, that's who I'd get. She's handling this so well.
She's fun.
She is. And here we are, and we are still in the middle of Dildo-gate for the WNBA. The most interesting thing that's happened in the WNBA outside of Caitlin Clark, and now that Caitlin Clark is injured, it quite literally is the biggest story of the year. Yeah, sure, it's fun to make fun of Angel Reese for not being able to make layups. Sure, these things are funny. This thing is captured an entire world. Everyone's eyes are on WNBA games because you don't know if another dildo is going to fly out of the stands and hit somebody. 2 dildos thrown during Sky Dream game as sex toy tossing continues at WNBA games. Now, this is the 4th dildo to reach the floor. This happened a couple days ago. There have been a couple others that didn't quite make it all the way there, just didn't have the juice. The guy throwing it just didn't have the arm to toss a 7-incher that far, apparently. But here it was. Here it was, the Atlanta Dream against the Chicago Sky.
Out of 10-0 start in the 3rd quarter. The Sky had 3 quick.
There it goes, bouncing right there. You can see it bounce in the middle of the floor as the game is almost over.
Had 3 quick turnovers.
Hey, boy, get that thing off the floor. Get that thing off the court.
You see one hit Sophie Cunningham in the leg.
That is true. We have seen that one. Sophie Cunningham, this was the 3rd that was thrown on the floor a couple days before.
Oh, look out. Something just came onto the floor.
Kelsey Plum just punched that dick.
Yeah, just kicked it. Kicked that dick.
That's what Kelsey Plum wanted to do when those people wanted her autograph that one time.
Yeah.
That was like her energy there.
That just flew.
And yes, this is continuing. And look, It is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. However, I think there's a chance that it can get a little old, that people can get a little tired of it. Until you start doing things like this, the media's blasting people that are doing it because of misogyny and sexism and denigrating women. And then you actually had a head coach in the WNBA do the worst thing you could possibly do, which is say that exact same thing. It's not funny, and people need to take this seriously. Listen to this shit.
Things onto the court. Obviously, you guys know what the object is. And I just want to comment on, this has been going on for centuries. The sexualization of women. This is the latest version of that. And it's not funny. It should not be the butt of jokes on any radio shows or in print or in any comments. The sexualization of women is what's used to hold women down. And this is no different. This is just its latest form. And we should write about it in that way. And these people that are doing this should be held accountable. And we're not the butt of the joke. They're the problem. And we need to take action.
What an idiot.
It's the dumbest thing you could possibly say in this situation. We're not the butt of the joke. This isn't funny. People shouldn't be joking about this. People should be writing about it the way we want to. Talk about women. Talk about protecting women and not sexualizing them. This is the stupidest thing she could say if she wants it to actually stop.
When I first heard that, I thought, when she said this has been going on for centuries, I'm like, we've been throwing dildos on the court for centuries.
Yeah.
What? Where was I? No, they need, we talked about this last week. The WNBA, instead, this is the exact opposite of what you need to do. You need to lean into the meme, like Sophie Cunningham, and they need to have like a dildo night, have the players sign a dildo or whatever, let everyone huck them on the floor or something like that. Do something to lean into it and then this will stop.
And as soon as this cringe league embraces something like that, it will become cringe. And people are like, oh, this isn't fun anymore.
Exactly.
Now you're a little bit limited. I don't know if you can have free dildo night. I don't know if that's going to work too well.
I mean, you just keep the kids home.
Yeah, well, to be fair, there's probably not very many kids going to WNBA games.
Probably not. But you can talk about how Sophie Cunningham handled it. You guys mentioned that. She should stop throwing dildos on the court. You're going to hurt one of us. This did not age well after actually being hit by one.
Yeah, she got hit.
She's like posting on Instagram. No way that thing actually hit me. I knew I shouldn't have tweeted that. She is having fun with it, right?
This was a great interview, yeah.
She's not taking it all that seriously. She's laughing at it. This is what you should do, because if you come off as the sensitive little cunts like this coach did, it's not going to play well. It's going to continue and going to get worse. But here's Sophie Cunningham talking about the dildos.
There's actually been 3 dildos that have been thrown, which is insane, all green. And I was like, hey, like, this is gonna be a thing. Like,
I saw that they offered this. You're not allowed to talk about this, so you probably can't even respond to what I'm gonna say. But there were betting lines for the next colored dildo thrown on the court at a WNBA game, and people could like bet on the number. Yeah, and it was like sunset rainbow, like plus like 50 or whatever. Yeah, and I guess green is just like the go-to now.
Dude, the funny thing is like my parents and my sister, they literally text me after or before every single game, like saying good luck, like da-da-da, and my mom, I'll send it so everyone can see this, but my mom, she goes, instead of like my good luck text, she goes, watch out for flying dildos tonight. And then the other one said, did you really just post the dildo tweet? It got some legs. And she goes, it's funny, a lot of others think so too. Did you see the dildo hit the court? I was like, I never thought that I'd be talking about this with Mama P.
And the best part is what she says next.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is how the players should be able to roll with this stuff. Because there is an element of this that's just kind of funny. Big green floppy dildos hitting the floor. Like, that's funny. You can't not think it's funny.
With my sweet mom. Did you see the response to your tweet that like ratioed you?
No.
So you said stop throwing dildos on the court, we could get hurt. And someone said, well, stop playing basketball on the dildo range. Which
that's kind of funny.
Sad. Fun stuff.
That is funny.
Damn.
It's funny. It's fucking funny. So I just look, it has got a little old. It's kind of like it's lost its charm a little bit. Dildos hit the floor. But if you have the media doing this, running cover like this, if you have these coaches saying this shit, it's going to get worse before it gets better. The WNBA is doing everything they can. They're searching people, like they're doing whatever. What if they start putting up netting? Like, what if they start putting up netting like they do at baseball games now?
Oh my gosh.
Might be only a matter of time. I'm just saying.
Now the betting markets are going to get even bigger. I saw that they said 2 went onto the court. So I bet there's going to be a market how many dildos will hit the court tonight. Not just color or which game or which player is going to be closest to it and whatnot.
Can you bet like what quarter? What quarter?
You can bet what quarter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I've looked at. I haven't bet it. I've looked at the market though.
That's fun, man.
I think Dildo-gate will continue.
I think it will too.
I think it will continue. Which is honestly the best thing possible that can happen for the WNBA.
To be fair, like between Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese missing layups, and dildos, is this like the highest the betting market has ever been for WNBA?
There was more money bet on what color dildo would be thrown than the actual
than anything else.
Than who's going to win the game. Yeah. And you can only bet like $25 on these. So whereas you can bet, I think, up to like 1,000 per WNBA game.
Over on Rumble, Snooty Mims for 10 says some great channels on Rumble. Sports Game On Show. Dan the Man, also disabled veteran gaming, Grim Trip 420, and Mod Eric, you rock. Hail GNG 199 and Sports Wars. Thank you, Snooty Mims, for the $10 over on Rumble. Shout out. Over here on YouTube, Piano Dean for 5. The WNBA hold on to any integrity at all. They would make using Caitlin Clark's head as a basketball at least a technical. She hasn't been on the court, so it hasn't been. Haven't had to police it too much. Here's Chris Cran. Invest your money into dildo netting now for the WNBA.
There you go.
What if they did that? I would not put it past them. It wouldn't be all that difficult, I suppose. But you'd have to put it all the way up. You have to put it all the way up. Taker for 5. The best Dildo-gate meme is Kylo saying, I know what I must do, but don't know if I have the strength to do it when they ban personal bags.
Mm-hmm.
Only one way to get it in. You got to get it in.
Padme one. How did you get it in?
Wait, they announced what today?
No way.
Netting?
Let me see. I'll look.
It's Sentinel. It's NBA Sentinel.
Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say.
Unless
I've seen a couple. There's a couple.
I'm seeing it on Sentinel. Seeing it
from Tony Lane, Nevada. I don't know if he's credible. He says that they're requiring
parody accounts.
Maybe.
They're preparing a statement. What?
Requiring safety. Oh, let me see. Let me click that.
WNBA netting.
Yeah, I typed it in. I'm just seeing it from parody accounts.
It would be really funny if they got the idea from NBA Sentinel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see much more than just people talking about it from the Sentinel tweet, which is blowing up. So probably not. But if it happens, we'll talk about it. Metal Slave. What's up, Metal Slave? She gives 20 Sports Wars memberships. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Hell yes. Thank you, Metal Slave. And with that, with a bunch of new members now in chat, everybody claim those memberships. That's pretty much, I think, all we got.
Real quick, do you guys know the college football player Noah Niga?
No, I know a player named Noah Kaniga.
Is that how you say it? I thought it was Niga.
Yep.
Oh
no!
Oh, really?
I'm saying it right.
Well, my bad. I've been getting.
I am familiar with the person that Ryan mentioned.
Yeah.
Speaking of athletes going with the jokes and whatnot, he just put out today a hat. Here, let me share it real quick. This is brilliant.
He's playing for like somebody in Michigan, yeah?
Eastern Michigan or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just shared my screen there. I don't know if you want to pull it up, but he's got these hats that he's selling. That is smart.
Oh yeah. They have leaned into that meme.
That is awesome.
But yeah,
you know that college football 26 left him out of the game. Now I don't know if that was because of the name or because NIL he wasn't getting paid enough to be in the game or relevant. Yeah, but he's not in the game.
I don't think.
Yeah, there's highlights of his name getting announced at basketball games and stuff like that.
Yep,
so,
and that's how they pronounce it.
I said it the right way.
Okay, well, I was correct. Staying corrected.
It's all right.
There we go.
Take some bravery to put it out there. You know,
I'm not afraid to say it.
That hat looks sick. To be honest with you, I would wear that.
Might have to get one.
Bro, imagine just like wearing that hat around in some city or some mall, just getting fucking jumped. Like, it looks sick. I actually really like it. But
it's smart. I love when these athletes do good branding.
Yeah. A lot of attention just because your dad fucked your mom and gave you that name, you know? So, but I think that's all we got to talk about, guys. So we've been going almost an hour and a half. Beardo, what do you got going on, man?
Nothing much. Probably going to go watch that first episode of Bill's Hard Knocks. I love watching Hard Knocks, man. So that'll be fun. Other than that, might fire up a gaming stream later.
Hell yeah. Will, what do you got going on at Game On?
Oh, we're covering each NFL team. I'm going to do another stream. We're going to cover the Ravens here in a couple of hours, but just going through Warren Sharp's book, breaking down the upcoming season and looking at stats and all that fun stuff. If you're a data nerd and NFL junkie like me, come check it out. But we're covering a new team every day.
It's hard to believe we're almost back to football season.
Almost there.
Bears kick off in 5 minutes. Saints and Chargers play 3 hours from now. So there's some football on today. If you want to get your football juices flowing. I don't know how many starters are playing in whatever games, but we'll see. Cole Hauser, I gave Ryan a free N-word pass. You did, Cole Hauser. You certainly did. I typically don't use it on the internet, though. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll be back next week. Talk to you later. Bye, everybody.